My man been putting the records on rotation.
Yeah, of course. You already
Nice.
know. One more chance. Now tell me about the track, Olivia.
Oh man, so the track is done by Mancini Black, and the first time he sent me this record, I already fell in love with it. So I was like, all right, I'm about to knock my parts out, and he was like, yo, but I need you to do a feature with this one. I was like, all right, who you got in mind? Because he's an overseas producer, so he knew Papa CheChe from before. They worked with each other a couple of times, and Papa CheChe is from Puerto Rico, and so is Boy Young. And we all met up in New Jersey, and CheChe sang me his parts, and I was like, I bet, let's go do it. And we just re-recorded everything over in New Jersey, and that was it. I was like, yep, this is the next single.
So this was done in the studio then, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
This was pre Corona.
okay.
We recorded this in like December. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask because I know everyone's still inside probably from the
Yeah.
coronavirus. Have you been inside
Yeah.
still?
I'm not going to any. Yeah, man, I'm not going to no studio. And my studio is literally 10 minutes from the house. But I mean, my engineers are great. And I'm like, I'm not chancing it. I know you got everything clean for me, but I'm not going nowhere.
Have you recorded any tracks either on your phone or written any tracks since we last spoke? I think that was back April 20th.
Well, yeah, I have it set up on my computer so I could do in-house stuff in the house, without being in the big setup. So I have recorded a couple of things, of course, but I'm still not a chance of going outside,
Yeah, no. When do you think this will all clear up?
especially in Florida.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we're gonna have to end up, living with this and just trying to work our way around it. Mask is gonna be the new thing, like how they do, in all the Asian countries. I believe it's just gonna be something we have to deal with right now.
How do you feel about the people who are not wearing masks? I know I've seen plenty of people, especially I did an interview with an artist from Harlem who was at a pool party with Dave East, and there was a lot of people there, and I was surprised no one was wearing masks.
Yeah, it's a little disheartening, especially seeing so many young people not do it. Like the only places that I'll go to is obviously the supermarket. And if I'm going to go visit my aunt who lives about 15 minutes away from me. And even if we're going back and forth, because I'm the only house she goes to also, and we all want to hang out for a little while, if we all want to play cards or something, we all still wear our masks.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why it's so hard. You're protecting one another. So what's the big deal?
I think there's a lot that the government and the president's hiding from us as well, because you see the after effects. There's people that are losing limbs, people that are paralyzed. I was reading an article today that someone was in the hospital and they're paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah, it affects your kidneys, your liver, like you said, your limbs, your whole respiratory system. Even if you beat it, you still have, stuff wrong with your respiratory system after the fact. So it's just crazy that people aren't taking it as serious as it is, knowing that so many people are dying from young to old. When the simplest thing that you have to do to protect yourself is wear a mask.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It can't hurt, and it's become political. Masks have become political in this society. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
They listen to the man in the office
is.
over a doctor. I don't get that. They listen to the man in the White House over an expert on this coronavirus.
And the crazy thing is they all know he's not smart. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, so obviously they're not smart either. So I just don't get, why would you put that man at the top of the list of listening to somebody over a scientist?
I don't understand it either. It's just a society that we're living in, and just thinking about it, I just don't understand why everything has become so political. That's the topic. Everything, everyone used to shy away from it. It was never that big of a deal. All of a sudden, Trump is elected in the White House, and now every debate, everything is related to politics. That is the main topic of discussion.
Yep. Well, he makes them think that's what it is. His supporters will believe whatever comes out of his mouth, and I really don't get why they believe him so firmly. Like when people started drinking bleach, I was really lost. I was like, no, there's no way that they think that this is going to cure the virus.
Yeah, he was telling them to inject Lysol or something.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's just we're never going to get it because we're of sane mind and body. So.
Exactly. How's your family been during this time?
For the most part, they're good. I got my dad here with me. He lives in Fort Lauderdale, but I don't want him down there by himself. So during this whole virus thing. I told him just come stay with us and ride it out with us. And like I said, his sister lives 15 minutes away from us. Other than that, my rest of my family is in New York, but I talk to them all the time on FaceTime. So thank God they're all doing good as well.
That's good. That's good to hear. Now, One More Chance, was this inspired by Biggie's One More Chance or Michael Jackson's One More Chance?
Neither. Actually, that's just, something that came up with the track. When I was trying to figure out what type of vibe we wanted to go with and the content, and CheChe kept asking me, well, what do you want to say? What do you want to talk about? And that's what actually came to my mind. And then he was like, all right, I'm just going to go freestyle a hook. And that's what they got. And I was like, all right, this is it. So we weren't really thinking of, the other One More Chances. It just happened that way.
How's the reception been amongst the fans?
Oh, the reception has been really, really great, especially with the DJs and the radio people. They absolutely love it. So I'm hoping it does what it's supposed to do, and I get me another number one.
That's the goal. Now, for this track, it's available on all music platforms. So, are you gonna now? The artist is what's his name? Papa CheChe. Now, have you worked with him before, or this is the first time?
No, this is the first time.
Will you guys be making any other tracks in the future together?
Yeah, we actually did another one the same day that we did this one. So we probably most likely will be doing some more together.
What are some other tracks that we can expect in the future?
Well, you're going to get the album, so you'll get 8 more tracks on the album. You got 10, and I also have a bonus track on the album called, oh my God, what is the name of that track for my mom? You Are. So it's for anybody who's going through the same situation that I went through, losing my mom to Parkinson's disease, and I just wanted to do something real inspirational and help anybody out going through the same situation, like I said. So that's the bonus track on the album.
And my condolences go out to you. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. Now,
when can we expect the album? Later this year, maybe next year? Because I know everything is basically on pause with everything, especially with concerts. There's no more performances.
Everything is kind of on pause. I have 2 records left that I need to record for the album. But I mean, if everything goes as planned and it gets less crazy here in Florida, and I can go to record them and feeling safe, then you'll still get the album this quarter, 2020, at the end of the year, 4th quarter.
Any big features that you have lined up yet?
I'm not telling you.
In due time.
You're going to have to wait and see. Yes.
So you're in Florida right now. Is where you're living at right now, is that a big hotspot for the coronavirus?
No, where we're at, it's not a big hotspot at all. Luckily, the craziest is down in Miami. And we're about 2 hours from Miami.
Wow. That's good, though. At least you're not in the hotspot, because I know Florida's a big place right now for where COVID-19 is basically taking over. Yeah, luckily where I'm at, most of the people, wear their masks, especially in the supermarket and stuff. So I'm glad they got some sense where I'm at. Mm. What are some albums that you've been listening to since, I think, the last time we spoke, like I said, April 20th? Any R&B albums that you've been listening to?
Well, I like Jill Scott and, Erykah Badu. I've been listening to Lauryn Hill. So basically been going back in my Rolodex. Haven't really been listening to any new stuff besides probably The Baby. I listen to him a lot too. Other than that, I'm kind of an old soul,
Yeah,
I'll put on Anita Baker or Luther Vandross through the house,
Classics. I gotta ask you, what do you like about The Baby?
His flow. He got a really good flow in his energy on tracks.
Because I'm a big critic, like I told you last time, on what the hip hop artists are doing now.
I remember.
So I see all these other artists.
I'm still blasting my J. Cole.
Yeah.
I'm still blasting my J. Cole. He'll still top of the list for me. Don't worry, we're on the same team.
Yeah. What'd you make of J. Cole's 2 new tracks?
I like them.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I mean, even with I really don't know the issue he was having with that girl on Twitter, but
Oh, No Name, I
I
think
rock
her
with all
name
the
was.
stuff that he does. Yes, No Name. I'm a J. Cole fan. Period.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna just jump ship.
Now, will this new R&B album restore the original sound and soul of R&B? I think what all R&B fans have been asking for years.
Absolutely, because I not only give you a different version of me. Of course, I go back to the same R&B that I was always doing before. So you guys will get a plethora of everything on this album.
I'll be looking forward to that because I feel as though R&B today, I told you last time, the auto-tune, and then you look at all these male R&B artists. Everyone today, in my opinion, sounds like Chris Brown.
Yeah, I don't have any auto tune on this album. I feel like when you're a real singer, you don't need to do what everybody else is doing. Just do you. So two of my favorite tracks off the album, I don't know if I told this to you before, but Yours and Genuine, that's definitely bringing back the R&B, so you'll love it. My harmonies on there is crazy. My tone is crisp, and I promise you they won't disappoint.
I'm sure they won't. Who's your top 5 R&B artists? It could be male and female of all time.
Anita Baker, Brandy, Joe, Luther Vandross, and who would be my last one? I don't know. I guess that's my 4. Oh, Jill Scott.
Jill Scott, okay. Brandy's releasing her new album next week.
Yep.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Anything Brandy puts out. I'm a day one Brandy fan. And after we met, I was like, all right, she's the homie. So I'll always support her. And when people say she's the vocal Bible, that is absolutely the truth.
What do you think we can expect from the upcoming Brandy album, being a fan yourself?
Well, I feel like her harmonies and her placements, they never disappoint. She's always on point with it. And just, I know she always has like different, she's always in a different zone, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to get with this album, but I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be the sound that we like. I want to hear the story of you meeting Brandy. What was she like? What was that like meeting her?
What's crazy is the very first time I met her, I was signed to J Records, and I was in the studio recording a record with Bert, her ex now, and Tamar had wrote on the record with me, and it's called Never Too Far. And I remember her walking in while I was singing, and she was just bopping, and she came and sat at the booth, and I looked up and I was like, oh shit, that's Brandy. And when I came out, she was like, you really sound really good. And I was just like so honored because I was a super fan. You know what I'm saying? Like me as a teenager listening to her, I always loved her. So I never thought that I would get the chance to meet her when I first got signed, and then I ran into her another time when I was at Timbaland's studio, and she was just always a sweetheart. And then we just, stayed in contact, and, we would always, whenever we saw each other, it was always all love. Plus she's an Aquarius also, so I knew she was going to be cool people.
Would there ever be a collaboration between you two in the studio making a track together?
You know what? I would love to do that. I didn't even think of that. When you meet people that you really love, sometimes you don't think of that because you just, glad that you got to meet one of your vocal inspirations. But I would absolutely tell her that one day.
I think she would say yes because she liked what you were doing in the studio. She liked the song. She was bopping to it. That's obviously a good sign.
Yeah. I never brought it up to her. That's what's crazy.
I mean, what's the worst you could say? No, and then you could just stop being a fan.
I don't think she would say no.
I don't think she would, though. I think it wouldn't hurt to try.
Oh, my gosh. Right. No, that's true.
Any other albums that you're looking forward to or any other artists' singles in the future that you heard about you're looking forward to hearing?
I just want to hear more from her. I like her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, who do I? Janae Aiko, she's a favorite too.
Yep. She just released a deluxe
Mm-hmm.
album.
Yep, she did. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I haven't even gotten it yet. So good reminder.
Yeah, with everything going on in the whole COVID-19 pandemic, all you can really do is just take as much time as possible and just utilize that to your best benefits. I know the days pass by quick. I've only been out of my house twice since the last week of February.
I don't even know what day it is half the time. That's what's crazy. Like every day I'll think it's either a Thursday or a Sunday. No clue.
How long have you been quarantined for?
Shoot. I mean, I guess it's been like 2 months. Like I said, the only thing we go out for is for the supermarket.
Yeah.
You know.
That's essential.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing.
Last time we talked about a book that you wanted to write. How's the book coming? Have you written any more?
It's actually coming good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'm probably gonna end up doing a kids book, 2 of them during all of this thing. I've always wanted to do it, and like I started it before, so this is a great time to finish it. So that's really, I have been working on that a lot besides, writing new records. So the good thing that I would say about this, the only good thing is that at least we get to, hone in on most of our crafts and the other things that we love to do since we all have to be in the house,
Yeah. Do you see basketball ending? Because I remember you were a Celtics fan. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're good memory.
Yeah. Do you see?
I'm really still mad that people are playing though. Like I have to be honest. I'm really upset that they're playing ball right now with everything that's going on. But I do want to commend Kyrie for what he's doing with the WNBA for the people who aren't playing and sitting out for, social injustice and, paying their wages. That's like awesome. Like for him to even think of that and do that for the WNBA is amazing. And more people should do that. It's like they don't want to just sit out just because, like, obviously they're afraid of getting sick or, they're fighting for social injustice. So I just can't believe the NBA is really still playing right now. And with people still getting sick.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was listening to sports radio today earlier, and just the amount of sports hosts and broadcasters just complaining about the season potentially ending because I know 14 players tested positive for COVID-19 on the Marlins today, and there's a possibility.
I was just about to say that too. Yep. But why? I don't understand. Why would you be upset with that? This really is life or death, and you're worried about playing sports right now. Like there would be no sports if all of these people died. So what are you really saying right now?
I think it's a selfish white mentality. I really do. Like some kind of selfish white mentality. It's
absolutely selfish. It's like the privilege mentality.
Yes.
No, really. It's like it ruined your day just because you can't see or watch sports. I don't get it. Like the majority of people's lives are ruined. Like their family members are dead or on respirators, but you think that we should watch sports or have sports so you can have something to watch on TV or talk about on the radio.
I was telling this to other people I was getting into arguments with people over it, and I'm just saying to myself, what don't you see? You're putting not only that player's life at risk. I get hot blooded too. Yeah, you're not only putting the player's life at risk.
Mm-hmm. When he goes back to his family, if he has it, then he gives it to his family.
Exactly. That was the point that I was making. And everyone's like, oh, you have to at least try. And I said, it's not going to work. And look where we're at now. Third day in of baseball. They're ready to almost shut down here.
Yep. We're in agreement.
Yep. Basketball, I really don't see how that's coming back. They're scrimmaging. I know Lou Williams is already partying with Jack Harlow. Yeah.
I mean, you can't. There's no way. I mean, you're sweating on top of each other. You're still touching each other. You're licking the ball. Like, it makes no sense. Same thing with baseball. Any of these sports, there's still contact. What are you not understanding? Like, I want to see sports too. Like, what the hell? We're all big sports fans, but life is more important.
It is. And the social injustice thing is more important too. I know LeBron was saying that he wasn't going to play in the NBA when it supposedly came back in the bubble city, But he obviously lied, and now he's playing, and he's not focusing on social injustice now. He's going to play in the bubble, because I know Kyrie, he was very adamant about not playing in the NBA due to that.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, everybody has their personal choices or decisions. I just wish people would make smarter choices.
Yeah, and then there's hosts flipping out over the messages on the jerseys, which I have a big problem with. I think that players should put whatever on their jerseys. They should put whatever.
I was going to say the same thing. It's your jersey. It's what you're wearing. Why do you care what I have on my jersey?
It's just unbelievable.
You were talking about Skip Bayless, right?
Yeah, he's one of them. Yeah.
Yep. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. See, I'm a real sports fan. You see?
Yeah. Skip and Shannon.
Yep.
It's just unbelievable that these sportscasters think that they can just tell it like it is and call it. They can't do that. It's up to the players.
Yeah, because if it was the other way around and they were the ones who had to play, they wouldn't do it.
No. Yeah,
they would absolutely not do it. It's different.
And something about the George Floyd protests, they just kind of died out, or do you think the news coverage just isn't covering it anymore?
Well, it absolutely didn't die out, because you see Portland is just going ham.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they're zeroing in on the wrong things. Like the media is covering certain things, but they're not. Their vernacular is what's wrong, because they're making it seem like it's about the people who's, breaking the windows and all this other stuff. There are plenty of peaceful protests that they're not covering. And you know what it's for. You know it's for George Floyd. You know it's for Breonna Taylor. But they seem to paint a different picture to make you think that that's not what it is, that these are just rebels and they want to break up America.
That's an issue that I have too. Just everyone focusing on the protesters and making them out, like when Trump calls them anarchists. I have no time for that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think
don't get me started on him.
I think his supporters are anarchists.
Yeah, they're a bunch of dipshits. I really don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, and I'm even more mad that he's going to send troops into different cities. Like he really wants to be a dictator. And if we don't vote him out in November, it's only going to get worse.
He has the qualities. We've seen it when he was holding up the Bible. He had the National Guard fire, tear gas at the protesters? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At peaceful protesters, because you wanted to take a picture with a Bible, not your Bible, and you had the Bible upside down.
And he didn't even, he didn't read it. I don't
even get, no, he's never read anything in the Bible. He doesn't know what it starts with or begins with.
No, he's not a holy man.
So it's just like there is no reason that anybody should give Trump any type of anything. Like I just can't. I can't. There's no words to describe that, man. There really isn't.
There isn't. And I have a problem with the people who say, well, Biden isn't the answer either. Well, it's either him or Trump. That's all, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You only have two choices here, right? It doesn't matter what you personally feel about Biden. What matters is we have to get this crazy man outside of the White House, or I feel like we're going to be in war.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I've had on a couple debates on my show about. People think that there's going to be a second civil war if Trump is out of office, if he gets voted out.
Yeah. I mean, either way, even if he stays, I feel like if he gets voted out, he's not going to want to leave the White House. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to really get him out of there dragging and screaming. And if they vote him back in, he's still going to do some BS.
Of course. We already know that. He's not going to go out willingly. He's going to be forced out.
Yeah, well, they need to force him out. The garbage gets taken out 2 times a week, and he needs to go out right with it.
I agree. All I know is that if Obama did the things that he did, he would have been impeached so fast.
You already know. He wouldn't have even been in there. No. They would have cleaned out all his stuff before he woke up.
Yep. He wouldn't have gotten this long. And that's the thing. How many chances is this guy going to get?
I mean, it's the Republicans. They want him in there for a reason. We know they're dirty.
Yep.
But Jesus Christ, like, you're letting him run us into the ground.
the whole country, and that even the Republicans, he's riding them into the ground if they don't realize it. All Trump supporters, he doesn't care about them.
Yeah, at all. And, you know, we know that there are a lot of Republicans who don't agree with him, but they're just afraid to stand up and say something.
Yeah. Hopefully it all gets resolved in November, but I'm looking forward to the album, the new single, One More Chance is available on all music platforms. Did you have a visual plan for this at all?
We do, but it looks like we're going to have to film it separately in separate locations, you know, because I'm not getting on the flight, and I don't want him to have to get on the flight and get sick, you know, so we're going to have to figure it out another way.
Yeah. Olivia, I had a great time talking with you. Is there anything else that you want to let everyone know on the show here tonight that's listening?
Just keeping up with me. Check out my my pages to see, you know, any updates on the movie or, you know, Love and Hip Hop or any of my songs. So my Instagram is only one Olivia with the number 1. My Twitter is one and only Olivia with the number 1. And again, guys, if you're going out, just be safe. Please wear your mask. Keep your 6-foot distance. And, you know, just try to be safe.
That's right. Make sure you follow her on Instagram, Twitter, social media, and all that. Make sure you go support her music. Go get her new single, One More Chance, available on all music platforms. Download it, most of all. That supports the artist mainly. You got to download it, pay for it.
Yes.
All right, Olivia.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you again.
No problem. I had a great time talking with you again, and you're always welcome to come back on. I'll be looking forward to having you on in the future again to talk about the album. Shout out to Jack. Hopefully we'll be back in the studio by then, but I doubt it.
We can only hope, right?
Yeah, we can only hope.
All right.
All right,
you have a good night.
You too. Have a good night.
Thanks a lot, Mac.
Yeah,
Thanks
no
a lot,
problem,
man.
Jack. No problem.
All right, I'm going to hit you up, too, and help you with that other thing.
Yeah, no problem. Hit me up. Message me tonight. I'll be here. I'll be free.
All right.
No doubt.
All right. All right, one.
All right.